Kangaroos, big losers last week, out to make avenged. Simon Arnott, a good game for the Cats last week. Kicks down towards half forward. Strong mark taken by Stevens. Quiet week last week. He goes off to the horse in Johnny Longmire. Wide to Carey on the outer side, and he takes a sliding mark, but he's almost on centre wing. Ignored King, goes up towards McKernan at half forward. Scholl defends, although it was well smothered. Simpson's been in excellent form. Put his teammate under a ton of pressure there. Gives it back to Scholl. Tumbles a punt down towards the forward line, and Tim McGrath takes the mark. Comes away for the Cats. He's got the Coleman rocking Ronnie Burns from half back down towards centre wing. Onto the left boot he goes. That's okay. And the mark is taken by Houlihan on centre wing. Was amongst the goals last week. Looks towards David Mensch. In fact, appeared to cop one on his head. Pushed towards the line by Houlihan, who goes again. Scholl comes in to assist him. Scholl goes again. Socket by Blakey. Finally over the line. We've got a throw in. Bruce.
I think he might have paid a free kick, actually, Sandy, for delivery.
He has, yep, to Scholl.
Scholl's got it. So the brothers out there tonight. Craig and Brad, centering kick. Graham, he started forward with Longmire on him. Snell, Archer, one of the really hard men of the AFL. We remember a crunching bump up here a few weeks ago on Lenny Hayes, and a ball in at left half forward. Cats in attack.
Interesting that Peter Riccardi started the match at centre half forward, so they're playing a bit of a mobile position there at centre bouncers, and having Mensch and Mooney just float in after that. The other matchup, of course, is Stoneham versus Carey. Carey playing at centre half forward and pushing up into the midfield.
Cats have played this ground pretty well in the past. I can remember coming here a couple of years ago when the Swans were hot late in the year and Geelong beat them. Arnott and Mooney, a couple of their good players this year. Got a lot of experience on this ground. So they'd fancy themselves a bit against the favourites. McCartney kicks towards the line and finds it.
Bruce, I'll just keep you up to date with the benches down here. The Kangaroos, who have Durko, Robert Scott, Brady Anderson, and also Matthew Capuano. And for Geelong, we have Stephen King, Wojcinski, Lynch and David Clark.
Good on you, Dipper. Big night for the Maccas actually tonight, because not only do we have one in the commentary box, we've got Steve McBurney, Scott McLaren and Darren McCauley.
Gee, I'm waiting for Wojcinski and Dragosevic both to play together. Dipper's going to be in all sorts of trouble.
And Corey McKernan.
There is Corey up against Johnny Barnes. McKernan showing glimpses of his best in recent times. Looking for front spot, and then just trying to do the work himself. Gets the hand pass away back towards centre wing. Flicked in towards half forward on that occasion by Shane Clayton. No mark taken. Scholl comes over the top for the Kangaroos, and with no score on the board in the opening couple of minutes.
Well, a fair bit of wrestling there between two of the great players of the competition. Barry Stoneham, of course, probably nearing the end, but Wayne Carey still going at his best.
Milburn goes wide to Riccardi. Both of those players, we're looking for a good one for the Cats tonight. Riccardi has it between half-back and centre wing. Spotted a player in towards the middle in Daniel Lowther. Lowther can go, and he does. Flicks the hand pass away towards Arnott. Goes in towards full forward. Strong mark taken by Blakey. They defend well, the Kangaroos. Longmire takes it from Archer. Johnny Longmire from the back pocket. Man who's kicked over 500 goals for the Kangaroos. Pickett. It's okay to Shannon Grant, nearing a milestone. His 99th game tonight. Finds Carey. Look out. Get round Ronnie Burns, and he does. Goes in towards the forward line once again. Harvey at the back. Watch him. He's dangerous. Was it touched?
Yep. Won't be played, though.
It's a goal.
Gee, we had a couple of those at Waverley Park today that'll lot talked about in the next couple of days, I can assure you. With Brisbane, one goal for St Kilda in the third quarter and then one right on the line that both looked to be touched, and this one did look as if it was touched in transit, didn't it?
Yeah, I think you're right, Bruce, and we'll have another close look at this, but it all came because Kent Kingsley defended from behind, and I think players know that they have to do more than just touch the ball. They've got to actually make it deflect in flight. I think it's probably asking a little bit too much of a goal umpire to pay that as touch, so it's one of those ones just a centimetre or two more, and it would have been a point.
So the Kangaroos on the board. Carey with the first. I was here for the match against West Coast where he hardly touched it, Carey. He's had a very good start here. Been a little bit of a bogey ground, the SCG, but his first 5 minutes here is ominous, I feel. King, straightens his body in typical Kangaroo style and kicks to the hot spot at centre half forward. Free kick paid, advantage given. Shoal away. This is Bradshaw. Good kick to Burns. Now Burns can also go away. Lateral handball. It was okay, I guess, at the end because he was running out of room. And good kick to Snell coming from Corrigan. Snell at half forward. So goes short. Wants Houlihan. Got him. As Sandy said, he kicked 3 goals against Collingwood last week. Has struggled really to make his mark this year. And he would half fancy himself from about 50 metres out. Adam Houlihan, who played in rounds 3 and 4 when the Cats were rolling against Melbourne and Port Adelaide, and then got back last week. So he actually has not played in a losing Geelong team this year.
One of the few.
I would think so. He's hooked it.
The Kangaroos runner has immediately gone out to Shane Clayton, who is actually playing on Ronnie Burns, and asked him to tighten up because Burns has got away to a couple of early possessions and he's had them without any pressure whatsoever.
Here's David King. You head towards McCartney. Bell's at the back, and McCartney tried to flick it over the back towards Peter Bell, who's been in very good form. Steinford unable to get away. Bell can. Peter Bell from half-back. Going across the centre once again. Scholl, if he's quick, he can recover. And he does, but then he runs into a brick wall in the form of Corrigan. Scholl might make him pay. That's Brad to Arnott. Arnott with a penetrating kick down in towards the forward line. Pickett to do the defending after the Archer spoil. It's effective, and Pickett's away from full-back. Coming back towards half-back, the diving Anthony Stevens. A quiet one by his standards last week. Lays it off to Pickett, who's been excellent. Again, Carey and Stoneham. Carey in front, got a hand to it. Stoneham has the support in Corrigan. Paul Corrigan just chips around the body. A poor and a disappointing kick as far as he's concerned. Arnott won't be able to keep it in play. And we've got a throw-in on centre wing. Cats bench. Kangaroos, if you've just joined us, getting away with the opening goal from Wayne Carey. Here's McKernan. Mention a little late. Flicked round by Riccardi, down towards Graham, who comes charging out. Longmire is there with him. Graham did very well. Gets it across to Ronnie Burns. Gives it away quickly. There was a shove there, but the umpires said play on. But so they do in towards half forward. Now it's going to come back. He picked up the free kick going the way of the Cats. A not so subtle shove on Darren Milburn, who had a marvellous start to the season.
We normally see Ronnie Burns just take off with the ball, but tonight, every time he's had the ball quickly, he's given it away. Plays
on to Scholl. Brad. The pair from Horsham in Victoria. Oh, what a screamer. A Cadbury contender from Glenn Archer.
Beauty, wasn't it? Sheeling's a good mark to Bell. He used everything he had then to get rid of Mooney. Blakey's got it. Bell to Blakey. Blakey at centre wing. Onto the left. Kicks in the Carey direction. He was caught out. Carey did beautifully to Grant. Grant's left-footed towards the goal square. Attacking hard as well. She was brought down. This is a little patch that Tipper showed us before the game. Clayton pushes forward. The King's got it. Carey's handball is a bit untidy. Barnes, the tackle from Simpson, okay. Quick kick away by Steinford to centre wing. The race on. Stevens in good nick here. Bouncing ball. Kept his eye on it. Riccardi made the contest. Arnott with a few touches early. Stevens in typical Stevens style was terrific towards the line. Steinford slow motion. Terrific tackle, and then that time by Kingsley. Taken by Stevens. Typical Kangaroo stuff towards the pocket. Chance for the Cats at the back. Carey to put the pressure on. Geelong run it over. It'll be a boundary throw in. Have a look at Archer once again, Gerard.
Yeah, a couple of tough nuts here. Jason Mooney against Glenn Archer, and that just typifies the true strength and ability of Glenn Archer. We know he's hard at the footy, but he can pull off the spectacular as well.
Snell off very quickly. Clark is on for the Cats, and Brett Harvey coming off the ground for the Kangaroos from leaving them one short in the forward line. David King loves a goal. He's bending it back, but not nearly far enough. In fact, it's out of bounds on the full.
You mentioned Snell come off the ground. He's just been hampered by injuries over the last 2 or 3 years, and once again he's on the bench. He's having his shoulder looked at the moment. I'll keep you up to date with it.
Thank you, Dipper.
Wayne Carey made a couple of uncharacteristic mistakes last week, and the way he started, I think that Dennis Pagan really has just asked him the question during the week. He's looking in ominous form, and a big job coming up for the man who just kicked the footy.
Might have liked the number 5 ranking.
Created plenty of talk. Let's take nothing away from Matthew Croft, though, who was sensational last week That long kick is going across the face of goal. It's a behind for the Kangaroos.
Yeah, not many can make that sort of team.
Zip at 142, and Gerard, you were in the 80s, weren't you? You've never been that low.
I got lucky.
That's your golf score.
My golf score too.
Is Scholl. That's the end of that, boys. Scholl kicking into a big pack in the middle. Johnny Blakey, almost perfect for him, but rode by Houlihan. Down towards Graham, very open forward line. Big Benny needs someone going past. Burns provides it. Back to Houlihan, who'd followed play down. Can't pick up the slippery ball. Now he's got it. He too needs assistance. It's come from David Mensch. 60 metres out. Didn't go for goal. Went in towards the pocket, and Bell will take it towards the line. Well, he certainly took it towards the line. He's put it out on the full. Big chance now for the Cats. It's with Ben Graham.
Peter Bell doesn't make too many mistakes. He's a very mature midfielder now. That one was most uncharacteristic, and it's given them a chance, albeit a slim one, given that Ben Graham will kick this with his left foot.
Yes, he won't like this pocket one bit. I tell you what, it's a sensational kick. That's a goal.
And that goal will be reverberating right from Miami right across to Los Angeles, Sandy, because I'm no doubt that all the talent scouts for the gridiron signs over there will be getting tapes of this guy. They know about his kicking ability. And if he can kick the ball as accurately as that, well, it's got to add something. Not as much hang time as perhaps they would have liked, but a good start for Ben Graham.
It's been an inspired move, hasn't it, Graham, to the forward line in recent weeks? Maybe another change coming up for the Cats.
Blood rule here, just quickly.
It's interesting, though, Lee Matthews sent one of his best forwards to defence in Justin Lepich to stiffen up their side, and it has paid great dividends. And Gary has done the reverse. He's sent one of the more notable fullbacks to the forward line.
Corrigan off for the blood rule. You see his knee there. So all square here. 1-1 apiece. Carey and Graham, the goal scorers. They're expected to be keys. McKernan was terrific there. Laid it to King. King hard and high to fall forward. Welsh the fly from the side. Carey onto his left. And it's another one. The King's in touch, I reckon. I think he has been stung a bit. He's been a bit flat. Dennis Pagan has talked about it. Chris Grant upstaged him last week. But tonight he's staking a claim here early days.
And King into the middle has also worked exceptionally well early in the match. If you can get a guy to get the ball with such a good kick deep into that forward line, then that is a bonus. And one of the reasons why Wayne Carey is such a valuable player on this ground, because you can just drop him back into the goal square, and any one kick coming out of the middle results in a big contest for a goal.
30 goals to Wayne Carey this season. He's playing in game number 198. So a major milestone just around the corner. Lynch has just come onto the ground. Replaced Corrigan with the blood rule. And it's going to be downfield. Barnes will now take this on centre wing.
Corrigan back on, Lynch off.
That was short but sweet. Thanks, Deppo. Barnes to right half forward. Looking for the answer. Carey has two at the moment. Beautifully read off hands by Laufer. Just takes it across the face of goal. But pops through a behind. Cats have only 3 players that have played every game this season. They've had a horror run with injuries.
Snell has had his shoulder retaped, Carey like, so it'll be interesting if he comes back on the ground.
King from the back pocket. Does it very well. Loves a run. Kicks towards centre wing. Scholl has it belted away from him, and we've got to throw in. There's those 3 that have played in every game: Ben Graham, Tim McGrath and Simon Arnott. Arnott, of course, would know this ground very well. Barnes in from the side. Looking down towards Steinfort. Barnes may get another shot out. Riccardi takes the hand pass. That's okay. From Sanderson in towards Minch. Lack of understanding perhaps with Houlihan. Houlihan goes to go. Wide, now he sockers it wide to try and accommodate Minch. Clark's pressure on the ground. The race is on with Pickett. Pickett and Clark close to the line. Pickett does well. He beats a couple. He's still going. Played by Byron Pickett. Over the top to Shannon Grant. Needs a good bounce, and he's got it now. Stevens is going past. Kangaroos looking ominous as he puts them inside 50. Where's Winston? was one of the flyers, but couldn't take the mark. McGrath tries to lock it in. He's still got it. Now it comes out the back door. Trying to get through some very heavy traffic was Lowther. He did well. They're away through Melbourne. Cats out of trouble.
With a bit of run, kicks the ball to centre wing. Mensch sits and waits for it. Trapped it all right. Left-hand handball is okay. To Scholl, who's had a bit of it early. Cats very competitive here. 2-1 to 1-2. Graham and Longmire. Boundary throw in a long way from home.
And I think what the Cats are doing exceedingly well at the moment is getting extra men into defence and rebounding it from their defensive 50.
McCartney and Mensch. Nobody really got a hand on it. Steinford had an airy. Mensch sort of had an airy again. Handball coming out. Burns on the end of it. Weaves, turns, clever. Handball, Riccardi, not a lot of room. Left foot back, not bad. Terrific Archer Mooney goal. Well done. Well, I was about to sing Archer's praises because he did everything possible, I thought. But Mooney was quick, like a cat, and scored.
Well, I think you can still sing the praises because this was an enormously, well, it was a great move, really. It just rolled underneath him, and Jason Mooney, who was in the poor position, ended up making hay. The sun isn't even shining.
It's going to be a good duel, that one, isn't it?
Beauty.
Real key.
Brent Harvey back on the ground for the Kangaroos. Jason Mooney, another one who knows this ground very well, though. An exciting goal. Big one, too, for the Cats. Stevens out in the middle for the Roos. Up to half forward, in towards that muddy area. Short little kick is partly smothered. Kangaroos still in with a chance. Picked up by Scott. Just come onto the ground. Held it for a long time. Gave it to David King. King's away to goal, and he pops it through. Goal for goal here at the SCG at the moment.
Well, David King continuing to stamp his authority on this match early in the piece. He's had a number of possessions already, and there's Scholl doing the work, bringing the ball to the ground. And Robert Scott just setting up David King, and he converts very well.
He's had 3 shots for goal already, David King, in this match. He's kicked 1-1 and kicked one out of bounds on the full. Big numbers for where he plays his game. You'd expect it to be high scoring. Kangaroos #1 in attack this season, and Geelong #3, despite those 9 consecutive defeats in the heart of the year. Lowther, so it's a goal for goal at the moment. Graham. Longmire did well, didn't he? He didn't give a free kick away. And Blakey playing the percentages, Houlihan with him. Longmire wanting the boundary line, you'd reckon. Pushing forward. Harvey got a high one, free kick. Kept down low, sucked in the tackle, and won the free kick. Around the corner, not a bad kick. Scott's got it. Coming off the interchange. There's the free kick to Harvey. Robert Scott centering ball. Cat should mop up. Steinford coming in, couldn't take it. The handball from Shannon Grant. Chance for Carey. He's already kicked 2 in the first quarter. Kicks to the front and just shaves across the post for a behind.
If we get a replay of that, it was fantastic. Just have a look at Wayne Carey. He actually looks just for a split second to the top of the square to see if there was an option there. There wasn't. And, well, he almost pulled off a great goal.
Wasn't a lot in it. Riccardi, very, very short to the back pocket.
8 3/4 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Corrigan takes it. Poor kick. Winston Abraham might make him pay.
Do you reckon the Riccardi kick was a poor choice anyway? It's so tight, wasn't it? There's nothing gained.
It's always one for discussion, isn't it? The short kick out. But Abraham is on a fairly tight angle. Played every game this season, has kicked 27 goals for the season. And remember, for his great mark of the year, we'll give him a behind.
Well, it's an excellent start by Geelong because quite clearly the Kangaroos are here to play football. They're not just interested in picking up 4 points. I think from what we believe, they want to make a statement with a big victory here tonight.
Scholl making a statement too, kicking out far longer. the Cats away through Darren Milburn. In towards the centre, they've got the left-footed Riccardi. He's got players streaming down the ground on the outer side. A chance for Corrigan to set something up. Paul Corrigan drifts it in towards half-forward. The diving David Bench takes the mark, and he's called to play on. He does from 55. In towards half-forward. Out they come. Steinford at the back. Onto the left foot, pops it straight up in the air. Clark underneath it, and he's taken the mark. Started on the bench, David Clark. And he'll now have a shot just 30 metres out and almost directly in front.
Yes, and as you saw there, doing U-turns, as Byron Pickett tried to do then, is almost impossible to do them quickly. He spent more time than he would normally getting back onto that mark because the footing underneath is pretty slippery.
The 20-year-old from Torquay has kicked 3 goals in his short career to date. Looking for his first for the night, and he's got it for the Cats.
Well, as we said, good start by Geelong. I just think their running midfield is keeping him in the match at this stage. They are winning as much ball throughout the centre of the ground as the more famous, I would say, Kangaroos midfield. They've got the bigger names, but some of the younger players for the Cats are doing particularly well. In particular, Lauther, who's getting plenty of possessions.
3-3-3-2. Clark's goal, bringing the Cats within a point. McKernan, Barnes, won by Grant. Bell read it very well. Handball over the top was good. Gives Scott the run. Scott at 50. Little left footer to the goal square. Kingsley worried out of it really, I guess, at the end. Harley kicked a good defensive one. Barnes can't quite keep it in. Boundary throwing. It's a good point you made about the Kangaroos a moment ago, Gerard, about percentage. For all their winning run, they actually got to 3rd place after 4 wins and didn't get any further. They've been stuck on 3rd. They won 6 more games, but because the Bombers and West Coast were going with them, so they do want a top 2 spot. They need some percentage. Their percentage is actually modest for all their victories. Kick by Harvey forward. Bouncing ball. Carey's read it best. He's got a chance. Carey's kick around the body is a beauty. He is putting on a show. 3 first-quarter goals. I remember in all the days we're talking to Tony Lockett in the build-up, he was talking about how Jason Dunstall had spurred him on. You just wonder whether Matthew Richardson and Chris Grant in recent weeks have made this fellow think, well, it's my turn tonight.
Maybe, Bruce. Maybe it was Dennis Pagan during the week because there were a couple of times last week when Wayne Carey did things that you just don't expect from Wayne Carey.
He's doing all the things we expect from him tonight.
He is on fire. And Brett Harvey picked up a possession there just seconds after the runner was at him in his ear, and I think indicating the bench. So perhaps he's been given a reprieve.
Carey having a flying start. McKernan out of the middle, down towards Robert Scott, taken high. He'll be free kick and he'll send the Roos deep into their attacking zone.
Yeah, spot on, Gerard. He was just about to come off, and the runner came out and said, you're staying on, see what you can do.
And the interchange steward for the Kangaroos, Dipper, holding up a couple of
numbers.
Is that to the runner or to the player?
That's to the runner, so he knows who to go for. Same thing coming out all the way to the boundary line.
Stoneham going short to Snell. He moves it on, and now to Barnes.
I guess the question going through Gary Ayres' mind now is, does he stay with Barry Stoneham? Has he got the mobility? Clearly he probably hasn't, but does he upset his forward structure that's doing quite well?
Well, 3 goals to Wayne Carey in this opening quarter. Another one, attack repelled by Peter Bell as he goes back towards centre wing. Durkay's on the ground for the Roos. Gary Durkay, penetrating kick towards McKernan. Good mark taken by Barnes. Now in the veteran stage for the Cats, he heads to McGrath on the outer side. He's got a paddock. He's got Simon Arnott short if he wants him, or Ronnie Burns. Chooses the latter. Now he heads towards Arnott territory. Marks on left half forward. Back to McGrath, who's followed it all the way down. Kicks off the side of the boot. In towards half forward. Courage shown by Shannon Grant as he cut across the pack and took a fine defensive mark. Comes wide, finds Harvey. Brett Harvey towards centre wing. Clayton. Under 5 minutes remaining in this first term. Clayton goes towards Carey territory. Oh, Bell's doing the roving. Should goal. Peter Bell spins it in towards full forward. It's going to stop in the mud. Scholl's going to pick it up and go wide to the outer side towards Arnott for the Cats. He plays on to Burns. Burns up towards centre wing. The mark taken by Harley. Wants to go on with it. Now forced to go back. Kicks in towards the middle. Here's Grant again. Could have been held. Plays on. The lightning hand pass was beautiful to Durkay. Durkay spotted Carey. He's a beautiful kick. Great kick as he saw him down at half forward. And he was spot on.
Shannon Grant really has come of age as a player, I think, this season. He was very, very good for the Kangaroos last year, but he has improved even further. He's gone up another notch as Shane Clayton has felt the wrath of the coach because Ronnie Burns just getting away from him far too much. But that was just a brilliant kick into Wayne Carey. Barry Stoneham looking to get down the ground on the overturn, but the turnover cost him badly.
He's kicked 522 goals for his club, and he's now kicked 4 for the quarter.
Yeah, it was a brilliant passage of play by the Kangaroos. This was a poor kick. And what's for Shannon Grant, who really has impressed me over the last month with his marking ability, and a lot of the times the marks have been requiring an enormous amount of courage. Not so much that one, but one earlier in the match, and certainly a couple last week. And we did see there something that Gary Durkay, I think, is building a reputation for, and that is pinpoint passing.
It's a huge start now, isn't it, by Carey, and the Kangaroos getting a bit of a gap. He's playing at full forward. There's a big open paddock in front of him. Stoneham under the gun, really. Arnott's had a fair bit of it. Pushes forward. Mooney's probably going to have to impose himself. Minch's kick is pretty good for the goal square and playing in front. Clark has got it. He's a very good athlete. We know how quick Pickett is off the mark. This kid will probably match him for acceleration. His sister Georgie's actually running for Australia this weekend in the World Youth Championships overseas. She is one of the best talents we've ever seen. And this kid is also a very big talent. I guess they were well bred in terms of athletic ability, but he's got a chance to kick his second, and he's done it. Kicked 3 against the Crows a couple of weeks ago when they got hammered, and that's the goal that I think they needed very much late in this first quarter.
Yes, if that had gone to the other end, it could have just about signalled the end, but I think the Kangaroos have been disappointed with that, the ease with which the Cats got that out of the centre. And I thought, just having a look, we quickly looked down to young Clark, and the way he pushed off Byron Pickett showed that he was reading the ball just that split second better than his more experienced counterpart. Good work there to convert.
2 goals to David Clark. The Cats staying with the Kangaroos. That's a Shepherd. And it'll be a free kick to Barnes. They're going to get it out of the middle again.
Well, this isn't suiting Corey McKernan. His greatest asset isn't his jumping at centre bounces. We know he's lacks in timing, and the slippery surface is hurting him.
Simon Arnott, short. Watch out for that umpire again. Almost stood by to take another one, but it's going to be okay. Well, Mooney is going to take the kick directly in front, some 50 metres out.
It seems that the Cats have got their goals when they've got the ball from the centre quite quickly. They've kept a pretty open forward line. Simon Arnott continues his good form in the middle of the ground. He's up against Adam Simpson, who is an improving midfielder himself. Important kick coming up.
Mooney's already kicked 1. Big kick. He's kicked 32 for the season. Touched on the line, or did he make it? He made it! Mooney has his second. And Geelong taking it up to the Kangaroos in this first quarter.
Well, this one really did test the umpire. Lobbed right on the line. The umpire obviously thought it was just over the line. It'd be hard to argue with him from that shot. But the gut feel was it was just forward to centre.
Gee, we're a long way away, but it looked very close, didn't it? Well, Mooney important, isn't he? On Archer, we've seen Stoneham have his colours lowered in the first quarter by Carey. And I guess right now Mooney's a fraction in front of Archer with those 2 goals after Archer's spectacular mark. You'd expect this to be free-flowing and high-scoring, and that's what we're seeing. 33-32. Mooney got 3 in the first round against the Kangaroos, and Minch got 4 on that occasion. Free kick against McKernan. Shepherding. So Barnes, they've got King fresh on the bench to come on. Burns has had a first quarter, good one. Steinford's got it, long way from goal. It's between centre wing and half forward. Short inboard to Tristan Lynch. It was a bit too slow motion. Bell was terrific. King back to Bell. Bell thumps it forward. Scholl makes sure he doesn't give a free kick away this time. Little kick forward by Stevens was okay. Scholl's got to keep his nut over the ball. Did well. Got it to Barnes. Finds a bit of space. Barnes, high, not particularly handsome, to half forward Houlihan. Archer took the chance. Left Mooney. Belted it towards the line. Boundary throw in.
Yeah, Peter Bell's played terrific first quarter. He had Melbourne start on him. Now Melbourne's on the bench, and young Lowther is picking up Bell.
There's good news and bad news when you are a teammate of Glenn Archer's. You know that he's going to go for everything flat out, but sometimes that means he's going to take one of his teammates out as well, and John Blakey was nearly part of the process then.
Corrigan got it from Riccardi, who was very good on the second attempt. Keeping his eye on it there was McKernan. A handball back from Bell. Left foot kick by Blakey around the body, right in front of our commentary box. Lynch was okay. Corrigan read it well. It was a hot handball to Arnott. Arnott was good enough to Harley. Harley inside 50. Big fly from Riccardi. Minch was there. McCartney. Minch was wonderful. This is a good effort. Just misses. Gee, it was a good pick up by the big man. Scores a level. That check side, more and more they tried, didn't they? Left foot probably set up here, but he went check side.
33 apiece, just over a minute remaining. Pickett, but Lynch stands his ground. Good mark over the top by McCartney. Jason McCartney got a number of players screaming for it. One was Adam Simpson. Needs assistance, and he gets it through Shannon Grant. Grant goes back to Simpson. Suddenly they're inside 50 once again. In towards the left forward pocket. If it sits for Scott, he may have to soccer off the ground. He does, in towards full forward. And it's spiked over the line by John Barnes from behind.
Pretty smart kick, though, by Robert Scott, just crossing it to the top of the goal square, or to the face of the goal square.
Well, here's danger again, going short. Riccardi, however, this time has time and space to pick it up. Penetrating kick out of the immediate danger zone, but to whom? No one in particular. Simpson picks it up and he gives it to Stevens. Swings round onto the left foot and spears it in towards Shannon Grant. Lost it for a moment. Peter Bell tries to tidy up, but he's surrounded by cats. Anderson does well. Twisted beautifully out of trouble. Now here's a chance for McCartney. He can kick a goal from 48 metres. Set sail for home and has put it straight through the middle. Great goal by the boy from Mill.
Well, I think, Sandy, without being too harsh, that has resulted from just an errant bomb from Peter Riccardi, just getting the ball out of his area and not really achieving anything with it. We saw when it landed, there were 3 Kangaroo players by themselves. Excellent performance by Brady Anderson there to get the ball through, and a magnificent conversion, but really it should never have gone into the hands of the Kangaroos.
First goal for the season for McCartney was a good one too. 6-4 to 5-3. McKernan early, that was decisive and emphatic. Corrigan hurled up, and it'll be a ball up. They've struggled, haven't they, kicking the ball in Geelong in the last couple of behinds from the Kangaroos. Umpires tonight, the max everywhere, as Sandy told us. So I think what you'd expect, plenty of goals, high entertainment.
7-point margin going into the second quarter. Cool but clear night here in Sydney tonight after they've had a power of rain for a long time. Bell, very busy in the first quarter. Something like 10 possessions. Ronnie Burns, clear. The Cats had loved the first. Burns spearing it in towards half forward. Crunch over the top. And that's how you can see severe injuries take place. It was Riccardi in the middle of it all. And he's going to take the kick 40 metres out, almost directly in front.
Yeah, brave performance by all players concerned there, but if Dennis Pagan had a problem in the midfield at the moment, it would be with Ronnie Burns. He's got his second opponent now, Brady Anderson, and he really has picked up too many free-flowing possessions. He's now got 8. He's such a creative player that you just have to put the blanket on him.
Here's the reigning club champion, Peter Riccardi, going for his first goal of the night. Starting at left and really steering it all the time to the left. Accuracy has been a bit of a problem for him. 12 goals, 17 for the season.
Sandy, we see the North bench, Capuano, Clayton, Craig Scholl and Kent Kingsley.
Pickett this time, going short. David King also looking for a Cadbury's. Went a little too early and a little too high. Ronnie Burns has given away a free kick, and it will go to the way of Shannon Grant. Had a busy first quarter, 5 kicks, 4 hand passes, and a couple of marks. He's got players screaming for it across the ground. He looks to go more direct towards Carey, and why not? He booted 4 in the first quarter. Maybe they'll have to do something to chop him off. Scholl gets caught, not before he gets the hand pass away. Been a fierce start by the Cats. To the outer side with Stoneham, who shovels it towards the line. Out in front of David Mensch. It's over the line, and we've got a throw in.
Well, the midfielders for the Kangaroos will know now that when they're coming forward, that Wayne Carey has got 3 opponents. So rather than just bombing it to him, there are going to be a couple of other Kangaroo players free. He has become the magnet down there at the moment. And why not? He's got 4 in the first quarter.
McKernan won it. Burns, little one around the corner, ricocheted off McKernan. Back to Lowther, who's had a fair bit of it early. A bit up and under towards centre wing. Mark taken by Harvey. Quickly plays on, has McCartney in the centre with some space. Saw him kick a big goal in the first quarter and unloads. Carey's in the box seat. He's got him. It was a great play because Carey stood his ground, made sure that Stoneham couldn't get back, and I think McCartney realised the length of the kick was going to put Carey in the position to take the mark.
And he's also assisted by this the turf here, Bruce. If you can just get your fellow under the football, he's not going to be able to turn around. That's the second time we've seen that at this end. One was Byron Pickett, and that time it was Barry Stoneham.
Only once this year has he kicked 5 or more in a match. That was against the Hawks when he got 7, and he's kicked his 5th. It was going to be 50 anyway, but it's 5 to Carey. Gee, that is a big performance at this stage of a game. 5 goals to Wayne Carey, and the Kangaroos slip away. They lead by a couple here. It's very well set up, and McCartney has been involved in a couple of very impressive thrusts forward.
Yeah, playing on David Mensch. Mensch, we know, has kicked a goal, and, well, almost got another one, but he's just got to settle down and become a defender when the ball is turned over.
12 points the margin. Carey at the moment on song. He's kicked 5. Barnes up against McKernan in the middle.
And the move has been made. It's Tim McGrath now has gone down onto Wayne Carey.
Saying thank you very much to the coach. Stevens has his slump. Kicks it wide towards centre wing. Anderson thumps it to accommodate David King. Kicked 1 goal in the first term. Time to have a look, then give it away towards Harvey. Chips in towards half forward. Lucks of fortune, maybe. He finds Robert Scott. Started on the bench. Here's a man who started his senior career with the club that he's playing tonight. Going for goal number 4 for the season. Distance will test him. Going for the extra distance. Carey has almost plucked it, but it was over the line and 1 behind.
Interesting role for Robert Scott. The last couple of weeks he's played up in the forward line. Haven't quite ascertained whether. Have a look at Wayne Carey. Almost plucked it.
Worth asking the question. McGrath waits for the breaks from the middle. Stoneham's going to have to come over the top. It was almost a little too late. Brent Harvey was waiting there scouting. King almost cops one high, but he kicks back towards full forward again. It's going to be a Geelong free kick at half back. It's going to go the way of Tim McGrath.
And just talk about Geelong, I'll just keep up their bench. Stephen King, who we haven't seen yet. Jason Snell, injured shoulder. Milburn and Wojcinski.
Just getting back to Robert Scott, does appear as if he's continuing to do a negative role as he's done most of his career at North Melbourne, but this time it's in the forward pocket on Brad Scholl.
Lowther's kick, getting it from Hamish Simpson to centre wing. Kangaroos, McCartney, no pressure put on him at all, and now he can deliver to centre half forward. Caught in between a bit there was Scott. Scholl's kick ricocheted. McGrath's in the box seat. He's got a bit of space. He can deliver. He's got 2 or 3 players on their own out here. Handball coming in board by Arnott. Put Scholl under the hammer. Handball was okay to Tristan Lynch. Now he's got to play it very wide if he wants to go out there. He does. Oh, that's a bad miss by Minch. He spent it before he had it. It's between his legs. He's in trouble. Durka's onto him. Minch paddles it out. Wasted opportunity. Grant towards the line. Lynch there went through his legs as well. It must be out now. It is. probably a bit of dew on that footy at the moment, but Mitch just thinking about it before he really had it under control.
Capiano now on the ground, and Abraham off.
There it was. They all missed them at times. They're not perfect. Clark spent into trouble, actually. Handball was good by Steinford. Riccardi's on his wrong side. Blakey was terrific, putting the pressure on him. Welsh runs it over. Boundary throw-in. Cats need a goal here. Kangaroos just on top now. 7-5 to 5-4 as we see the Cat bench. King, a towering figure, sitting it out.
Yes, still to be seen on the ground is the big man who wears number 1, Stephen King. Stoneham almost hugging his opponent. In so doing, gives away the free kick. Capuano just on the ground, getting his first touch. Goes up towards centre wing. There was some jumper holding too there. It's another Kangaroos free kick. Simpson wanted the advantage, not to be. Back it goes to Robert Scott. He plays on, up towards the 50. Carey manoeuvring, bustling, Lynch roving. Tristan Lynch coming wide. Graham leading in the race, but Longmire's right on his hammer. Graham did well. He's going to have to go again. The horse has got him. Mensch taken over the line by McCartney. Throw it in, says the umpire.
It's great work by Longmire then.
Yeah, not sure about the value, though, Dipper, of if you're going to play Ben Graham up forward, you've got to play him up forward. Not much point him being a key forward and then taking kicks on the half-back line.
John Longmire crawling towards the 200 club, but he's just about there. Game 196. He with Carey. Well, they've kicked over 1,000 goals between them for the Kangaroos and have been quite fantastic. Clayton back on for the Roos. Ball on centre wing.
McKernan off, Sandy.
Critical time now for the Cats. They can't afford to let this gap increase. They need the next goal. Graham has it slapped out of his hands. Harvey spoiled. Steinford a chance onto the left foot. It's quick down towards Stoneham. Forced to defend. He pushes. Oh, Ronnie was going past. Couldn't take it. Clayton taking the hand pass from Longmire. Tried to get a kick out of bounds on the full. A chance for the Cats through Paul Corrigan.
Impressive performance there by David Clark. We know he's got plenty of skill. He's also got the right attitude.
An impressive belt there, as good as a kick, but Lynch is lurking in the middle. Through the mud he goes, controlled it pretty well. Kicks it wide to the outer side. Stevens got a favourable bounce. Sneaks away from Arnon. Carey's got a panic. This is Wayne's world. They're streaming down into the forward line. He brings it back for Durkay. Durkay shows it to them. Wants to give it back to the King. He does now. This is for number 6 in an extraordinary solo effort. He has missed it, and it is one behind.
Well, I think it probably was just a little bit of weariness there. He followed Tim McGrath about 130 metres up the ground. It was unfortunate for McGrath. He should have got it, but the turnover gave it to Carey. And that would have been about 300 metres he had completed when he kicked that football. So no surprise that he lost a little bit of touch.
A couple of poor kicks by Tristan Lynch in the last 2 or 3 minutes haven't helped the Cats. That's a very good kick by Scholl, finding Burns, who has done a good job. Halfback just caresses the kick to Lynch. He's got him in front of us. Allowed to get around Welsh, and then takes too long. And then the kicks are nothing. One, and Bella will attack it hard. Bad play by the Cat. Kick by Clayton. Just bounced over the top of Harvey, and it's out of play. Able to keep it in there was Tom Harley. Boundary thrown right in front of our commentary position. 7 stories high here. Looks a good athlete, Harley. Did well there, McKernan back on. Grant up and under, and Scholl marking Scott. He's probably had more kicks in this match than he's had for a while, and that's not a criticism of him. It's just the role he's been asked to play over the last few years. Corrigan's kick. Stoneham, who does need to impose himself, is pushed in the back by Blakey. Shannon Grant running out of room, but not ideas. Blakey's kick. Corrigan nearly trapped it, but Scott just pushes forward. Good contest. Harvey may have won a free kick. No, it'll be a boundary throw-in. Ronnie Burns and Brent Harvey. Harvey, who had such a wonderful State of Origin match, winning the E.J. Whitten medal.
And I think he's probably just still coming to grips with that, Bruce. He's been in a bit of a flat spell. and was dragged a couple of times last week, but I think Dennis and Brent would have had a pretty severe talking to during the week, and he looks to have responded.
Riccardi was good there, but Harley, under pressure, kicked it straight to David King, who's having a big match.
From half-back, kicks up towards centre-half forward. Another big pack of players. Cats desperate to get the next goal. Caught on that occasion was Corrigan. It's locked up, and there'll be a bounce on right half forward for the Kangaroos. You've just tuned us on Saturday Night Football. Wayne Carey has had a great start, booting 5 goals for the Kangaroos. McCartney 1, King has 1. For Geelong, Mooney has a couple, and David Clark is another multiple goal scorer, also with 2. Lateral thinking there. Touch. Throw it in. Ronnie Burns making sure that the Steinfort ball was touched. Just assisting the boundary umpire, and he listened. Capuano runs into Steinfort. They go again. Out the back door came Shannon Grant. Tumbles a left footer up towards centre-half forward. Good strong mark taken by Hamish Simpson. McGrath now given the task. Carey chasing. McGrath in front. Carey attacks him. Pushes the ball along in front. He's got to sock it away. He does. Here comes Archer for the Kangaroos. Slips away from him. And with under 12 minutes remaining in the first half, we've got to throw in on the outer side.
Sure, that's one thing that McGrath will do is run, and Carey's got to be aware of that. And these players have played against each other many, many times. It's a good duel.
Spot on, Dipper. It was my thought exactly that the chemistry has changed just a little bit because McGrath's pushing Carey up the ground in the chase mode.
Mensch to Steinfort is good. But an equally good mark taken by Welch. Scotty Welch at halfback. Mensch is in the pack again. Steinfort, well, it was almost thrown out. In fact, it was, said umpire Steve McBurney. The open hand, and it was thrown out. So Barnes will take it at halfback. Mensch is wide. David Mensch on centre wing. Brings it in towards half forward. Big pack of players. No one able to take it away cleanly. It's flicked up towards the centre wing, and the diving mark taken by Corrigan. He's persistent, but so too is Durkay. Good smother by Capuano. A little bit of messy play there. Durkay almost threw it out. Barnes says, let's get out of here. And he does with a sweeping hand pass. Houlihan took his eye off the ball just for a moment. Riccardi is well tackled. Houlihan goes again. Pokes the ball along in front. Only to see it picked up by Shannon Grant. He steadies down to Peter Bell.
Great passage of play, wasn't it?
Not one you'd put in the old time machine.
But you saw the desperation of all players.
Bell to centre wing.
Just having a look at Barry Stoneham. He's struggling at centre-half forward, and I think if he's to extend his career significantly, he's got to become a ruckman.
Scholl took the mark, but it's been given against him for interference going towards McKernan. Carey, great use of the body, and Carey is now going to shoot from 50 metres directly in front for goal number 6. And this is the sort of kick that could threaten to break the shackles as far as the Cats are concerned. Down at the moment by 14 points.
And Stoneham coming off.
Yeah, well, he has been struggling at centre-half forward. Hasn't really got the mobility to turn around quickly and play that position. I think the ruck where he can be more of a straight-ahead player is really his go from here on in.
Kicking from 48 metres. Good-looking drop punt. Sensational kick. This is Wayne's world.
What do you think of the free kick, Sandy? Was it there, or just did you think Tim McGrath helped him along a little? Let's have another look. Long kick in by Corey McKernan. McGrath makes the mistake of running under the football, more focused on the ball than the player. You've got to be able to do both. And in the end, he lapped it up completely.
Six out of 8 for Carey. It's a huge return. Kingsley on the ground for the Kangaroos. They've pinched a break, as Sandy said. It's a danger period here for Geelong. They haven't looked like getting past half forward for a long time. The Riccardi miss now was an important one early in this quarter. Lynch courageously kept his eye on it. Craig Scholl, who's had a very quiet night coming in, and gives the free kick away. Lynch at centre wing. 54 to 30.
King on, Bruce.
Good on you, Dipper. Thanks for that. Lynch's kick to centre half forward Houlihan. This is where they're really having problems, aren't they? Blakey mops up, gives it to Bell. Bell's got a couple of options. He finds Archer. Archer releases Grant. Grant's to the one wide. Harvey's having a good second quarter. Dives and takes the mark. No team works as hard as the Kangaroos, or goes in as hard. The kick to about 50, but Simpson in the front spot takes the mark on McKernan. Kick out wide. Clark just got caught out. He's a good player, though. He found the ball at the end. He was disorientated for a while. Just unhappy with Shannon Grant's treatment, but nothing much there. Kicked a couple of goals in the opening term. The problem for the forwards, they've had to go so deep, Geelong. We mentioned Ben Graham a moment ago, to get a touch. Belted away by Longmire, enjoying his roll back there. Quick kick by Anderson. Push forward by Clark. Welsh has got it. High ball, gets it to half forward. Kingsley underneath it, had a big height advantage on Corrigan. He's going to be pated. He's a couple of kicks from goal now. Carey leads. Kingsley kicks it. He's going to get him. Got another one. Well, we better get the record books out, Sandy. He's on the way, I think. He's kicked 6. I reckon the appetite will be there. He'll be very hungry. He won't be satisfied with 6 or 7. He'll want to go all the way. And in Carey's case, all the way might take you a fair way down the track. 6 goals won so far. It's been a huge performance. Measures it, misses it. He's kicked 6-2.
8 kicks, 6 goals too.
8-7 to 5-4. 55 to 34. Kangaroo bench, Abraham and Durkay and Clayton and Simpson. Some talent there, isn't there? Just sitting and waiting to have their chance.
And the Cats doing the huddle. And the Kangaroos responding by going man-to-man. Ronnie Burns is generally the preferred recipient. Good break to get King.
Just on the ground, Stephen King goes short to McGrath, who kicks up towards centre wing. Houlihan had to stand his ground, and he did so pretty well. Looks towards half forward, up towards the 50. Out comes the flying David Minch. Did it pretty well, and now they're getting in the road of each other. Get out of the way, says Wojcinski, who's on the ground, and it's spiraled in. That's a goal for the Cats. A much-needed one kick by Peter Riccardi. Well, that's what they wanted.
And it has come from their problems. But Sandy at centre half forward, Mensch took the mark. Really, it was a reflex give, and probably shouldn't have been given, or in fact called for, because there was nowhere to go. But they made something out of nothing from the havoc. They created a goal, which was in the finish a good result.
Riccardi has his first. King to do the ruck work for the Cats. They hang on. The margin back to 15 points. Midway during this second term. King, the height advantage. Stevens plucks it out of the middle for the Roos. Goes down towards half forward. David King paddling the ball along in front. Corrigan had it for a moment. Corrigan goes again. That's desperation. And he is shoved in the back. He's going to get a free kick. He's a real goer, and he persisted on that half-back line. And all Barnesy can do is just lie on his stomach and enjoy it. Kick towards centre wing. Scotty Wells straight over the top. A hand pass back towards Archer. Could have almost just taken the kick. Now Longmire does. The Horse is on the wing. Up towards half forward, towards Carey. Almost ripped out of the contest by McGrath. His hand pass almost too quick for Corrigan, who looked to throw that out to Riccardi. Riccardi plays on. It's okay because he's found Milburn. Tries to set something up, but beautifully done by Stevens. He threw it to Scholl, then copped one in the back, and the umpires picked up the ladder.
He just read it well, didn't he, Gerard?
Yeah, and I think we just saw on display there, Dipper, one of the reasons why he's universally admired.
He has a couple of options in at half forward, Anthony Stevens, and he picks out Shannon Grant, who's playing more like him every day. Look at this to Carey. So how do you stop this man? If it's not the other side, it's this side. And he'll now have yet another shot for goal number 7. 4 in the first term, 2 so far in this quarter, and he's got a couple of behinds.
Still stop him, Sandy.
We look forward to your answer as we watch 45-degree angle. Distance certainly not a problem. He's going to be kicking from inside 40. There you can see what lies ahead of him. No trouble at all for the King. There's number 7.
7 goals, still 5.5 minutes to go before half-time. This is one of the performances of the year without question. And I think the setup has just been has played completely into the hands of Wayne Carey. I think the ground plays into the hands of Wayne Carey because he's gettable. You can find him just about whenever you come through the midfield. He's on song.
Some irony in this, Jared. The only time he hasn't kicked a goal this year was on this ground, the last time he played against Djakovic. But he's got 7 before half-time. Harvey having a very big second term. Carey and McGrath. Well played, Simpson. And McKernan read it beautifully. He's going to kick one. Corey's got one. Charging away now. He's a fascinating study, McKernan. Sandy mentioned that he's getting back to where he was at. Just wonder if he's at where he's always going to be at now. Second tier, yes, not superstar, but a terrific footballer.
Yeah, I think the jury will still be out for a couple of years on that one, Bruce. I think he's still struggling to overcome those injuries, and he's had a fairly good run at it this year, and he has climbed back into the second category. Still a long way to go. Plenty of opportunities to go up again.
Goal number 141 for Corey McKernan in his career. He charged into that forward line. And suddenly the Kangaroos have sprinted to a 27-point lead.
And they've broken it apart, Sandy, with the move of McKernan into the ruck and McKernan to centre-half forward.
Riccardi holds it for a long time. Melbourne appeared to be held for a long time. Clark to the outer side. Blakey gets a poor bounce, but he goes again. McCartney gives him assistance. They're warming up now, the Kangaroos, coming on top of a shock loss considered by some last week. Shannon Grant on the outer side of the ground. Back to Stevens, in towards half forward. Big pack of players. In the middle of them was the tallest, Stephen King. Trying to get through heavy traffic was Tom Harley. Up towards half forward. Longmire belts it down. Houlihan's waiting there for the Cats. Gives it across to Arnott. Open goal scare, but he can't get a clear shot at it. Pushed towards the line, and it'll be David King who sees it over. And we've got a throw in.
He actually gave himself up there, David King, because the boundary umpire had no idea. He read the body language. But just going back, it was Capuano into the middle, into the ruck, and McKernan to centre-half forward. And that's probably the structure that the Kangaroos won their last premiership with.
Mensch doing the ruck work. Ronnie Burns, they need something. Ronnie could maybe spark them up. Burns gets his first and just the second for the Cats in this quarter.
Yeah, good response here by the Cats. The Kangaroos suggesting it was touched once again. But you've got to make the ball deviate. You can't expect the goal umpire from 10 metres away to feel or to hear that you've just put a little bit of fingernail on it. And look at Ronnie. Thinks that Brody needs a bit of a shower at half-time.
Big going on there with Burns and Anderson. Burns having a good match here. Keeps the Cats in touch, 7-4 to 10-7. Still plenty of time for a couple more goals either way. King went very early, no free kick. Stevens in the heart of the square, kicks to centre-half forward. King got back very well, but the other King got involved. Harvey, McCartney, unloads. Clayton will get it. Good kick again, McCartney. Clayton running hard.
Well, I know where the football's going. Long kicks to the goal square, and well, he probably had 3 options there. Shane Clayton was marginally in the best position. He should get the goal back.
Gee, hasn't he responded to Dennis Bagan? He's played every match this year. Perhaps he'll have to respond to him at half-time too. He'll be disappointed at it. He's deserved a goal. He ran hard, Clayton.
He did. His approach was just poor, though. He deviated off the line, and it was something that Chris Grant was doing over the last 6 or 7 weeks to rob him of confidence. He straightened himself up last week and kicked 6 goals in a big game.
So Ben Graham finds himself back now. Kick is a good one to Clark at half back. Cats need one, don't they? Just to close it before half-time. Lynch, worrying him out of it, Abraham, allowing Capuano. Tiny little kick to Grant, not far enough. Now, Abraham, he unloaded there, but Clark was in his road and then just shoves him out of the road. He's been impressive. Abraham was quick, though. Then Lynch got involved. An interesting fight for the footy here. It was slapped away from Graham. King a bit slow, but didn't panic. Harvey ran out of play. Clark's second effort terrific. 68-46, right forward for Kangaroos in attack.
Geez, some great desperation there by both sides. And the second effort's by Winston Abraham.
David Clark, I think, enhancing his growing reputation, albeit just a year old.
Anderson, off the pack goes Anderson. He's kicked it for the Roos. Brady Anderson kicks his first goal of the season. The boy from East Perth, in fact, his first goal.
And we may keep an eye on those two. We think Brady's pretty happy to get back and tell Ronnie about it, that he performs better when he's got a clean face after Ronnie sprayed him with a little bit of H2O.
Well, the Roos having the answers with Anderson kicking his career first goal. Could have been taken high then, but the umpire says play on, and Stephen King does. Short little kick down to half forward. Good mark taken by Capuano. Showing plenty of agility, comes wide. Finds Adam Simpson. Simpson's only had a couple of kicks to date. Goes down towards Carey at half forward. Unable to take it cleanly. Chance for the Cats to clear, but they're not out of the trouble zone yet. Here's McGrath accepting the hand pass. Wanting Mensch, but he pulled a little too far. Now they're in a spot of bother. Graham made one of those booming punch go, Ben. Up towards the 50. Longmire is the spoiler from behind. The Cats have got the numbers. Houlihan, can he get clear? First one way, then the other. He should goal. 46 metres out. The drop punt's on its way, and he's got it for the Cats. Goal for goal here at the SCG, but it's the Roos with the break.
See what it reminds me of the opening round of the season, which we called on a Friday night. At halftime it was 15-5 to 8-7, but all night Geelong just kept coming. They were 5 or 6 goals down, and in the end they scored a remarkable victory. I'm not suggesting that'll happen tonight, but they're still going and they're still scoring freely, and it gives them a chance, doesn't it?
Well, they're certainly not out of this game. I think the key to beating the Kangaroos is you initially have to match them in the hardness of the football. I think they've continued to be able to do that. Perhaps just dropped off a little bit in the middle part of this term, but they've reasserted themselves, and they'll go in quietly confident at half-time.
Kick forward, about a minute and a half remaining, I think. Arnott's got it. Handball from Anderson, good. Abraham's kick held up there by Harley. Harley and Simpson look likely types at the back. McGrath, and this is what we talked about, working Carey, but Carey's having a huge match. 7 first half goals. Steinford's got it between half-back and centre wing. Houlihan short, he's going to kick it to him now. Got him. Making his mark. McGrath with some space, Bluey can really attack here. Takes his time, measures the kick, kicks it to centre half forward. Riccardi couldn't quite turn in that bit of a boggy patch, and Simpson belts it out, but not far enough. Oops. McGrath again, high ball, he got it from Simpson. Untidy footy, but King with a huge height advantage has got it. David
and Winston.
Not to be confused with Goliath. Steinford marks just inside 50.
In fact, it was David and Byron. Doesn't have quite the same ring about it.
This is the one they want, isn't it? Just before half-time.
Big kick for Carl Steinford. Down at the moment by 22 points. 16-point margin. Very, very gettable in today's game. So too is a 22-point margin, but he's kicked it. Good goal, close to siren time. Carl Steinford. Only his second goal for the season. His first for the night.
And Dennis Pagan would be ropeable. The goals kicked in the last few minutes before half-time. He'll just go in and say to the guys, well, you've let the foot off the accelerator. 4 goals to 2 in the last few minutes. And all of a sudden they go in thinking they can win rather than having been buried.
Arnott out of the middle, and probably not enough time unless Peter Bell goes long and someone can take a big grab. Bell is in the middle. He's got players streaming down the ground, so he kicks straight into the man in the mark. That was Riccardi. Pops it straight up and down once again. And it is...
Steve King lost his player there in McKernan, and he just paid the mistake of the price of putting the hand on the jumper and gave away a pretty simple free kick. The good news for the Cats, though, Bruce, I think they're attacking the footy even harder than they were in the first half.
McKernan's kick towards Carey. Harley, Bell in the right spot. Keeps it low, grubs it to centre half forward. Archer's attack was terrific. Abraham's a wonderful finisher. Just pops it up cleverly to Grant, running in to take the mark about 15 metres from goal. Resulting from Archer's attack on the footy.
Yes, he's at the best in that position, isn't he? When the ball is there to be won, it's a one-on-one situation. He's just got such a hard body with a low centre of gravity. Very few times has he beaten in those one-on-one positions, and you just saw there the ethic of the Kangaroos. Both players worked it out. It wasn't a matter of who was going to kick the goal as long as the team came up with it.
He's a good finisher, Grant, and he's a goal kicker as well. It's his first tonight, and the Kangaroos slip away a little. They're 12 goals 8 to 9-4.
But it was against the flow, and that's what hurts you when you're a side that is in rebuilding phase, and you've got plenty of inexperienced players. You battle your guts out. You may even have a higher work rate than the opposition club, and yet because they're far more polished, they can go forward against the trend and kick the goals.
First goal to Shannon Grant for the night, and we're back to a 22-point margin in favour of the Kangaroos. Peter Bell, Brent Harvey. Harvey had an excellent second quarter. Kicks up towards the half-forward line. They're threatening once again. Stevens onto that left foot down towards Carey. That's a strong mark taken by Tim McGrath. Well, he's been asked the question. Let's see what he can do now. He's been pretty good so far. This is Daniel Lowther. Heading back in towards the middle. Stoneham is there. He comes wide to Scholl. Brad Scholl looking down towards half forward. Sees all bases covered. Now we've got a break because of the blood rule.
It's his brother, Sandy.
I'll just take this opportunity to go through the benches as we see Scholl coming off. Durkay looks like coming on for the Kangaroos. And I make a lively, Shane Clayton. So we also have Capuano, Ken Kinsley and Durkay on the bench.
Scholl now takes his kick. This is Brad up towards half forward, or Mensch was the floating flyer. The advantage is going to be paid now. Is this an advantage to Harvey? Well, he's going to turn it into one. Beautifully done to Peter Bell. Down towards Clayton. Play on! You've got an open goal. He does. Shepherding sees him clear. He waltzes into goal and pops it through for the Kangaroos. Shane Clayton has played every game this year, and he made that look pretty easy as the Kangaroos get their 13th. But what about the work of Peter Bell and Brent Harvey?
Yeah, it was outstanding, particularly Harvey. And it came after David Mensch almost grabbed the mark at centre-half forward. I didn't see the free kick, but quite clearly it could have been going the other way. I think we've all been in the position, as Shane Clayton was there, of having missed an early one, a simple one early in the match, and then running in, knowing you can go all the way to the line and try to extend it so you don't miss by any chance.
Did all of that, didn't he? 13 goals to 9 now. Harvey's having a huge match. Simpson to Pickett. A little one out wide. King had a wonderful first half, particularly the opening quarter. Finds some space and then kicks to centre half forward. Good mark. That was a strong mark by Abraham. He was caught a little under it, and he must have felt that there was some danger coming.
Classic Kangaroos move, though, wasn't it? David King, he could have come back and continued the flow of the ball out wide to the flank, but such has been the instructions and I guess the mechanical way they've played over the years, he just came back through the pack straight to that centre-half forward position, and Abraham knew exactly that's where it was going.
Just to really put their mark on the match. They've been on top for most of the night. He's missed it. Poor kick. He's disappointed with that.
And Bruce, just for Geelong on the bench, we have Snell, Barnes, Melbourne and Lynch.
I guess the trend of the game to date has been the Kangaroos have broken away in every quarter, kicked a couple of goals. Looks like they're about to blow the match apart, yet the Cats have stormed home, so stand by.
Graham straight down the middle. Carey and McGrath against each other. It comes to Robert Scott. They're threatening again as Scott just pops it into the half-forward zone. And standing alone is Anthony Stevens.
This is his range, isn't it?
One of Shepparton's favourite sons. Maybe a little too far. He's 55 out. Goes into the square and it's belted over the back by Barry Stoner from behind.
Perhaps the adrenaline wasn't pumping quite as much as it was on that famous day.
Ben Graham again. Let go with a talk, Ben. No, he doesn't. He's saying, I'm going to make you boys down the ground run, and run they do. Up towards centre wing. In fact, right half forward. Welsh does some good spoiling work after the kick came down from Carl Steinfort. Welsh again. Steinfort may be under it. No, he won't get back in time. McKernan is beaten on this occasion by Arnott. He looks up towards half forward. Here comes Longmire, too late. And this is the trend that appears to be continuing. The Kangaroos get a couple, and now Houlihan has the chance to peg one back for the Cats. 87 plays, 58, so the margin 29 points. This is the biggest margin we've had in the game so far.
And he is one of those invaluable mobile players, Sandy, that can take a grab, play tall, as the current vernacular has it.
His only goal to date came in the second quarter. He's kicking from just inside 50. It's going to be close. McCartney, I thought, was given a decent old shove out. Now they're saying it touched the post. And again, the goal umpire is oblivious to all around him and signals all clear.
You can't pay pushing the back, can you? It looks
unbelievable.
Looked like a front end loader. Let's just have a look at it. Look
at that.
It's off the back.
Andy goal all the same.
And the tradition continues, Sandals.
Said that a couple of times.
Yeah.
Good goal to Houlihan, and 10-4 to 13-10. It's exactly as Gerard said, that the Cats have been able to come back. They need the next one, though, just to close it a bit. King's going to get a free kick.
No, it's gone the other way for blocking the path to the footy.
Okay. Gee, I didn't think he had much choice. Anyway, Stevens has kicked a half forward, and that's a mark to Corrigan.
It's a pretty fair point you make, Bruce. He's in the bog. He can't go chasing it because he can't do a U-turn.
Good kick by Graham. Sorry, Jude, you're right. Wojcicki should have taken the mark. Good effort by Harvey. He's had a great second and a very good third quarter so far. Welsh, Grant, just a little slow, got his kick overturned. The handball coming back to Riccardi, back again to Arnott. Too far for Mooney. They're just a little untidy. Burns, no. Pickett's got it now. He should create something. Little one to Abraham. Carey's one out with McGrath. Got people running everywhere. Carey leads to the pocket. Winnie kicks it in his direction. Carey and McGrath. McGrath stood pretty well with him. Simpson there claimed, or Harley, I should say. And Clayton with him. It'll be a ball up. There's just a couple of times the Cats, when they've gone short at centre half forward, it hasn't worked for them. We've seen it just come unstuck earlier in this quarter, and again a promising build-up there coming unstuck.
Danger time again as Steinfort heads to the outer side, then chases his own ball. Simpson there with him, and Simpson will keep it in play. Flick back in towards half forward. Carey can't get a run at this. Graham couldn't take the mark, but he was quick to recover, and his short kick is marked by Ronnie Burns. Still at half back, still in deep trouble. Burns looks to the outer side. Short kick, that's okay. Hamish Simpson came from Woodville, West Torrens. Now looks towards Houlihan. Anthony Stevens was the big flyer. No one's waiting down. Arnott can set up the hand pass for Houlihan. Chips into Ford's pulled forward. Tried to soccer it forward. I don't know whether it was intentional or not, but it didn't work out as planned, and David Clark saw it sail over the line.
Well, it was a one-on-three situation. Was it Houlihan should have just kept going himself because he'd effectively wrong-footed him.
Let's see if they can take advantage while they've got it down there. Houlihan again looks for the free kick for being held. David King through very heavy traffic, but he loves that sort of traffic. Longmire from a standing start just pushes it in towards the middle once again. They're away now. Look at that Winston Abraham hand pass. Corey, go all the way. You've had a couple. You're getting near the sticky area now. A flat-looking helicopter punt straight onto the chest of the King. Ah, dear.
Well, it's tough for a full-back because he's got to know where the man is and where the ball is, whereas the full forward under those circumstances, all he has got to worry about is where the ball is coming from. And Tim McGrath had to feel sorry for him because really he was beaten by a mongrel punt.
Carey for number 8, and he has kicked it.
Wasn't Corey's best kick, but it sure was effective, particularly if your name's Wayne Carey. Brilliant hands there from Winston Abraham. And it was not just good hands and good skill, but he moved first to the centre of the ground. He could see that Longmire was under pressure. He pushed up the ground, took the front position, and that's what created the goal for the Kangaroos.
Big night, isn't it? 8 goals so far for Carey. 14-9 to 10-4. 14-10, we've got at the scoreboard 14-9, but I think we might be right. King, Barnes, Riccardi could take and then forced to kick in a hurry, but he gets it deep inside the 50. Huge fly by Clark, snared by Houlihan. 3 Kangaroos around him. Stoneham surely will kick the goal. Missed. He had a bit of time.
I'll just check with the emergency goal umpire there, Bruce.
Yes.
And our scoreboard was right, 14-10 at that stage.
Thanks, Tibbet. So 10-5 to 14-10. Stoneham missing a really good chance there. Myron Pickett gets it deep. McKernan the target. Oh, he's a towering figure when he's on song. He's having a very good match. Stevens at halfback measures it. McGrath played it beautifully. Archer, he's got Robert Scott, a good kick. Scott running in. That is the Kangaroos. Typical of the way they play their game. Scott's got his first. And now North are really away, aren't they?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of trademark about this. Look at Archer. He knew that it was going to go front and square. If Carey wasn't going to do it, then Tim McGrath certainly was. And, well, out in front, bit of Pagan's paddock, players running into space at the goal. The Kangaroos once again just utilising that space behind. You're better off taking the ball running towards the goal than you are running away from it.
34 points now the margin, 35 in fact. We'll go with our scoreboard, 35 points the margin. McKernan up early, but he gets it. However, it's Mench who takes it out of the middle. Mench kicks towards half forward. I think McCartney's been beaten on this occasion. He has, and it will come back. That's a fine mark. Both trying to mark, although McCartney a late spoiler in the end. And now Barry Stoneham. To have a shot. Almost directly in front. Missed one. Just a few minutes ago that really he should have kicked. 18 goals, 6 for the season. And this for his 199th career goal, which he has got. Barry Stoneham gets his first for the night, and the pattern that we saw in the second quarter maybe starting again here in the third, with the Kangaroos kicking clear. Stoneham getting one back for the Cats.
Just a great performance there by David Mench, coming in off the square and getting the ball out of the centre. He kicked it long, and well, Barry Stoneham, that's what he was doing when he was in the top 10 players in the competition, marking and kicking goals.
Lowther and Bell, they've been going at this for about 30 seconds. 11-5 to 15-10. So back to 29 points. Kangaroos seemingly in control. McKernan, unopposed that time. Abraham in hard. Scott broke one, couldn't quite break the other one. Anderson quickly onto the boot. Almost a one-out situation again to fall forward. Coming in hard was King from the side. Ooh. Stevens had an airy. McGrath caught by Durkee, who claims him. Free kick to McGrath. The old push in the back's been paid a lot on this weekend, which is a good thing. Graham's got it at half-back. We know how long he can kick the ball. He measures it to Stonen. He's starting to get a few touches. Archer, with some time, wobbles it back cleverly enough to Blakey. Blakey's got Grant, or Anderson at centre half-back. No, it was Grant. He comes and decides to go longer, wobbles it down. It was Abraham in the front spot. King found some space, kicks it hard and wide. Durkee went to ground, trying to take a freak mark, and away is Simpson. Kicks it to Burns, who's got a bit of space. Now Burns can look up and kick it to Arnott. He does now. Arnott on the burst here, has a chance, comes back inside, probably not a bad option. Lob handball to Steinford, back to Arnott. Arnott, this is going to be the important kick, out in front of Hurlahan, stood his ground well. Archer Spoil was effective, and Bell's where he always is, in the right spot to Crumb.
Peter Bell, superb on the half-back flank, finds McKernan, comes inboard now. The Kangaroos steady. Simpson, beautiful kick in towards half-forward in the diving mark, taking inside 50.
And the Archer score, I thought, was, I think, testing the umpire a bit there, because Adam Hurlahan certainly could have had his hand up for around the neck. And on a given day, they'd be technical and play that one.
Shannon Grant, 45 metres out. And an angle that shouldn't be too severe for him. Pass had to be accurate, and it was. Grant for his second. .46 metres, starts at the left, and that's where it stays. 71, there's 101. 30 points the margin.
It's fair to say, Sandy, this ground is in unbelievable condition, given the amount of rain they've had in Sydney. It's a little bit slippery and a bit boggy in a couple of spots, but it really is a treat.
That kick also had to be perfect, and it was. Down towards Stoneham again, flicked away from him by McCartney. Waiting down was Barnes, couldn't take it cleanly, comes wide to Burns. Ronnie from 50 metres, chips over the top of Arch. It's got to come back, and it doesn't come back. And Riccardi looks at him in despair in the square. He's waiting there with open arms. Obviously didn't see him. There you can see Riccardi running down now with arms open. Archer from the back pocket. That's not a good kick by Archer. Arnott will intercept. He's 60 metres out, bending it back short. That kick is effective, and Riccardi now will go back and have a shot. 45-degree angle, but he's a left footer. He's on the right side of the ground for a left footer. Kicked one in the second quarter to Peter Riccardi.
Mensch off the ground, Darren Milburn. Started this season in such brilliant fashion, coming back on. See if he can get some touch.
He's been warming a fair bit of bench. Riccardi from 50 metres. Swinging it in towards goal. Oh, Jiminy cricket! Was that Barnesy?
It's either him or Batman.
Oh, hat. Oh! It looks sensational. But, oh.
He was up.
It's not a Cadbury, but it's a fair effort.
Huge fly, using the back, putting his hands in Longmire's back. But boy, did he get up. Longmire belts it over the line. Let's have another look.
Frequent flyer for it to get to that.
I wonder what the umpire would have paid had he taken it.
Well, he would have had to pay the mark because he didn't give Longmire a free kick, you'd reckon.
Yep.
Which is a bit surprising. King around the body, and he's kicked it out on the floor. So the chance for Clark to bring it back in. Got to break the Kangaroos here somehow, Geelong. They haven't been able to really make any inroads in this quarter. Clark about 60 metres from goal. Difficult to find a loose man. Stoneham provides a lead. probably going to bang it and put it up towards the square. It's the way he's going. Barnes can't get back. McKernan against the flow. Longmire's had it for a long time. McKernan not quite. Then Barnes, he pushed it back out. Arnott, who's had a lot of the ball, snaps. Just misses. Just missed.
Deserved the goal there. The Cats really did work very hard in defence. They put the pressure on. Blokes putting their bodies on the line. Just couldn't quite get one through the big ones.
And still they trail by that 4.5 goal margin. King out wide. McGrath, who's actually done a pretty good job, hasn't he, on Carey? He's at half forward.
Well, he had to slow him down. The family of Fred Fanning was starting to get nervous.
70 metres out, in towards half forward. Critical now for the Cats. If they can get a couple here quickly. Archer tries to bullock his way through. Held it for a long time. Out it comes towards Longmire. Pumps a high ball back towards the centre. Robert Scott turned inside out by Scholl. Chips it up towards Stephen King. The big man needs a good bounce. He gets it now and he lopes clear. 70 metres out, a booming punt in towards Barnes again. Couldn't take the mark, and a behind is conceded by Peter Bell.
Interchange for the Kangaroos with Capuano coming back onto the ground at the expense of John Longmire. Waiting to see what happens up the other end. Since Ben Graham's gone to full back, Kangaroos have persisted with the huddle, but I wonder if they'll go to a zone defence because he's kicking the ball so long.
Pickett, Harvey, Stevens, the Cats now defending as his kick goes up towards centre wing. Scholl has been quiet and is going to be pinged for that. Graham will take the kick on centre wing. It was fairly being tackled and going for a bounce. Harvey turned inside out by Steinford. Carl Steinford.
He's hurt himself, Harvey.
He doesn't look too good, does he? We'll keep an eye on him as Archer misses one. Stoneham almost threw that out to Houlihan. He pumps it in towards full forward. Pickett, an effective spoiler, takes it over the line in opposition to David Wojcinski. Well, he straight the trainer, Brent Harvey. And, he ambles off, but he still doesn't look to be firing on all cylinders. Another throw-in after a mighty Capuano fist. Brings it a little further away from the immediate danger zone.
John Blakey's moved on to Peter Riccardi. Anthony Stevens on to Simon Arnott.
Well, after winning last week, many at Geelong feeling they can still make it. Here's the Shannon-Grad hand pass to Peter Bell. Another one in there away. Look at Blakey charging through the half-back line. But an equally good smother by Peter Riccardi. Socking off the ground. In towards the centre now. It's anyone's. But look at David King. This is trademark David King. One bounce. Slamming it through the middle. Shannon-Grad almost ran into his teammate in Scholl. Graham's in trouble. Pokes the hand pass wide. The ball won't sit. And it will be locked up by Scholl, who tries to sneak away. He's caught by his brother. Scott almost takes it over the line. But finally they have. Yes, many believing Geelong can still make it. Next week, though, they've got the Bulldogs. As we have a look at that almost teammate collision. Following that, Melbourne, Port Adelaide, Carlton, Hawthorn and Fremantle. So it's a run. If they can get into gear, they could have a big save before the final start.
Graham at half-back. He's going to go across the ground. Decided he wouldn't. Boom. He's great to watch, isn't he? That's a wonderful kick to Barnes in the centre of the ground. Geelong have had a fair bit of it in the last 5 or 10 minutes. They just haven't been able to kick a goal. They need one or two before three-quarter time. Barnes, again, that short one to centre-half forward that has not come off all night. Bell away, runs his full measure, and then delivers to half-forward himself. Out wide, Simpson couldn't quite. Scott back to Durkay, who is a beautiful finisher at 50. That's delightful. That is a beautiful kick. It's been his trademark in the last few weeks. Remember that goal that gave them the sniff against the Lions from the pocket when they were about 3 down? He's value for money.
Big turnaround, wasn't it, though? They have continued, as you said, Bruce, to try and pinpoint Peter Riccardi, who's trying to play a mobile role at centre-half forward. They've done it many times during the night. Centre-half forward has been their problem, and it's cost them another goal.
Stephen King fire them up in this final quarter here at the SCG. The Cats, they trailed by 7 points at quarter time, 16 at half time. They're now down by 27. It's a big ask to see if they can come back. Capuano still on the ball for the Kangaroos, and the big men will have to do it all again in the middle.
And Barry Stoneham back to centre-half forward. And really, I think if Geelong are to threaten at any stage in this final term, they've got to find someone to take some marks up forward, something they haven't really been able to do all evening.
King and Capuano, maybe it's a case of third time lucky. King stands his ground and eventually slaps it back. Again, fierce tackling by Peter Bell allows Capuano to get a kick down towards Kingsley. It passes him. Carey tried a left little soccer touch. Comes back to the King. Tries to float the hand pass even further down. Corrigan chops it off. It was meant for Kingsley. He gives it away to Scholl. They're out of trouble for the moment. Back towards Lynch, who's between half-back and centre wing. He did play on, and now he's called to go. The quick hand pass, the old 1-2 from Melbourne is all right. Back towards centre wing. King spoiled and well spoiled. The Steinford hand pass put his teammate under pressure. Look at Brent Harvey go. Look at him. Little legs pumping, and he's away. Taking the hand pass back from Shannon Grant. Kicks down towards half forward. Chopped off by Scholl once again. And it'll be going to be come back to him, or will Lynch take it? It will come back to Scholl, and he'll take it at half-back.
Well, it looked worse than it actually was, but Winston Abraham going for the old-fashioned coat hanger.
It's a tough nut, Scholl, isn't he?
Yeah, he bounced up like the Indian. Rubber man.
Graham, long probing kick to half forward. Milburn, McKernan did very well to get back and make the contest, and then a bit of a ticky-touch with one. Milburn has got it, goes to the pocket on the lead. Houlihan, they're playing a very short forward line with Burns and Houlihan basically in the goal square together. Boundary throw in.
And Houlihan made the lead. The kick just poured. And one of his problems is leading so wide. Really hasn't got much of an advantage going to the boundary line.
Barnes, McKernan, Archer after it. to Bell, just keeps on racking up possessions, and most of them are important ones, and finds Blakey. A remarkable player, John Blakey. Wobbling kick, not particularly strong. Lowther's got it. Gets away from Bell, hasn't done that too often, and runs a long way. Allowed to get away with it, kicks to the goal square, but Archer's got it. They've lacked marking power, haven't they, for much of the night. Archer pushes wide, gets it to King.
Well, I would imagine that the Kangaroo hierarchy would perhaps be a little disappointed with the crowd here tonight of 10,676. If they are looking to the future, there's still a lot of work to be done. Corrigan couldn't take it cleanly. Scholl can. Heads to the outer side once again. The diving mark by the man they know as the Biscuit is good. Arnott has it on half-back. Chips over the top to Corrigan. He's got a little bit of space. Almost get the feeling they're starting to go through the motions a little bit, with the Kangaroos deep in control of this game at the moment. Pushed up towards Clark. Can't take the mark, but he recovers in opposition to Harvey, who hassles him all the way to the line. Simpson wobbles it back past McKernan and Barnes. The big men lope after it. Barnes, he almost popped over it. Arnott sneaks in to assist him, and he does well. Spearing it in towards the middle. That was better, and the mark's taken by Daniel Lowther. Still a long way from home is Lowther. Archer was going to get a free kick because he was going fair at the ball and was shoved out of the contest in no uncertain fashion. Glenn Archer will take it at half-back. And almost slipping as he takes the kick, but he looks down towards McKernan. Barnesy was almost hugging him, and you can't do that on a football field. So McKernan, that's a big punt up towards Carey. Sneaks away from McGrath, but McGrath persisted, was able to effect the spoil. But here's trouble in the form of Peter Bell. Around he comes. Kingsley was the meat in the sandwich, couldn't take it. Abraham was lurking, can't get clear. Steinford has got a free kick in opposition to Clayton, and he'll take it at half-back.
Funny stuff. Winning just in the wrong spot for a moment.
Still just 27 points down, though, the Cats. And whilst it would be an unlikely victory, if they can get the next goal and then get a quick one out of the centre, Sandy, the game's never over.
I was sitting alongside of you at Free Park that night. 27 points down. He said next goal wins. I couldn't believe it. King, but the thing with the Kangaroos, they'll probably score here, but they've dried up a bit.
Look at Carey.
Carey's on his own. Corrigan coming in. Carey, well done, Corrigan. Made a terrific contest. Then Carey gets back. Corrigan threw that away. That is a free kick. A handball back to Clark, to Arnott, who's had a lot of posies. Little one in board. They've got to take chances. Clark brought down. Riccardi. Stewart said if I can get one here. Now Longmire's come onto the ground. Front spot, Ben Graham. Burns could have kept going. Should have kept going and misses are behind. He had space. I know Pickett's quick, but Burns had a metre on him and put a run in. It's been a while since the Kangaroos have scored themselves. They've dried up a little. 16-11 to 12-9.
Just the one behind scored in this final quarter, and that was by Geelong. Here's Pickett towards Blakey. Shannon Grant talking him through it. Blakey at half-back. What a player he's been. 290 games, and he's just gone about the business very quietly, very efficiently and very effectively. And he'll be a welcome addition to the 300 club. Looking at workhorses, Anthony Stevens picks himself up, prepares for another contest. He's had 24 possessions. King and Capuano. King wins it down towards Carl Steinfort. That's okay. Corrigan gives a little round. Look out, Arnott, you're gone. He almost threw it back towards Corrigan. Shane Clayton, the chance now for the Kangaroos. The hand pass, Bell. Somehow he shrugs the tackle and he has a bounce. He might kick a goal. He's forced onto the left foot. Bell goes long. Scott's at the back. There was a whistle. Scott will go again. Can't get there in time. The ball is going to be kept in play. Scott again. I don't believe it. He has kicked the goal. Well. It's been asked once or twice today, when is a goal and when is it not? But Robert Scott has been paid the Kangaroos at 17.
Well, it did look as if it went over the goal line. I'm not sure if it did. We'll get another look at it at some stage, I'm sure.
Well, I just had a look at a replay on the big screen here, and I tell you what, there are some very unhappy people.
What do you reckon? Did this go over the line? It's close.
Over the line, boys. Yes.
Boy.
Yes. See the white on the... Oh,
The ball's got to be totally over the line. It's only half over the line, I think, and that's probably why the goal umpire let it go.
Grant pushes forward. That's clever McKernan. Might have been a throw. And a fine line there, but it has been deemed a throw, and Simpson's got the free kick. Well, you'd reckon any chance the Cats had went with the Robert Scott goal. He's second tonight. Arnott, who's had a lot of possessions, probably Geelong's best, gets it to Lowther at centre wing. Pops it up, wants Ben Graham. He's outnumbered McCartney, filled the hole pretty well. Pickett, clever, little kick. And at front spot, Kingsley, not paid. And Harley with him, ball up. A couple of the young kids who haven't played a lot of footy.
The goal, or the shot at goal of Ronnie Burns, all of a sudden becomes so much more important, doesn't it? Because he was away, he had space.
Barnes and Archer. Burns and Lowther both sort of got in each other's road. And Burns toe poked and then toe poked again. Got it past Bell, but Bell retrieves in a hurry, gets it to King. Gee, we see him do that so often. Breaks through and then bursts away. Kicks it very long. Abraham and also Simpson. Simpson towards the line. Wants it. Hasn't quite found it. Arnott, yet another posse. Good one to Corrigan. Corrigan playing the line pretty cleverly. And Steinfort, who's had a fair bit of the footy himself, gets the mark. That's his 18th possession. Riccardi had to stretch him. Riccardi's got a bit of time now to wind up and go along. Have they got any marking power? They haven't had much all night. Pickett comes in from the side. It's a free kick. It's going to Longmire.
Taken too high was John Longmire.
Mooney's off the ground. I'm not sure if he's fully fit. He had 2 kicks early in the first quarter, kicked 2 goals, but they just haven't had a strong one up forward, have they?
113 plays 81. Longmire to the outer side. Perfect kick. Stevens takes on Stoney. Well, he took him on and he won, but then he let himself down with a kick.
It wasn't his best performance. But just having a look at Ben Graham, it's the first time I've seen him play as a forward. And it does look as if he's better on the lead, not quite at his best when he's in a one-on-one marking situation over his head.
Harley back towards half forward. He's got the players waiting down. Arnott, Houlihan, short up towards the 50. Maybe they can set something up here. In towards Charlotte, full forward. One grab. No, can't take the mark. And there'll be a throw in the Kangaroos' right forward pocket. They trail 12-9 to the Kangaroos 17-11. Kangaroos next week have Essendon and then Richmond and then Sydney. There's no let up as we start the stroll towards the finals. An attempted sock off the ground, maybe here. No, it'll be Bell who'll take it towards the line. Kept in play.
Good kick.
King. Very, very effective, David King. It was almost as that ball asked to go out through the interchange area. Almost down to centre wing. Capuano to contest the throw-in with King. Neither decisive. Blakey effective. Put his teammate under the pump a bit. Or then Blakey had a Greg Norman, a fresh air. Here's Clark. Over the top to Ronnie. Ronnie Burns in the pocket. Again sets sail for home. Goes across the face of goal. Simpson is there. Both of them, in fact. Adam for the Kangaroos. Hamish for the Cats. And a throw-in the right forward pocket.
Cats in attack. Got 11 minutes to go. They haven't been able to break through. Barnes works to the front and sort of laid it down. Simpson's little one, still in the danger zone. Clark and Harvey. Clark outnumbered, got a high one, gets a free kick. Just a high tackle coming in from Capuano. And he's played pretty well, this youngster. There it is, bang on the jaw. Didn't mean it, Capuano, I'm sure, but he still felt it just the same. He's kicked a couple in the first quarter. Plugger territory, isn't it? Where he kicked his 1300th from. See if Clark can kick the Cats' first goal for the final term. Be a good return for him, 3 out of a pocket tonight. It's going across. It's close. I think he might have missed it. So 2-1.
Sandy, I can vouch for what you've been doing since you've arrived in Sydney. I'm sure you can vouch for what I've been doing, but there's a couple of blokes in blue behind us. They're looking awfully strangely at you, Macca.
I'm feeling comfortable. Perhaps they didn't like my prediction of 10 goals for Wayne Carey.
I remember that old hit song when they're coming to take me away. Not so the Kangaroos at the moment. Archer has it on the outer side in the back line. Kicks towards centre wing Riccardi. Well, he's picked up plenty of possessions. He chips short, maybe not the correct option. Archer again with brute strength gives it to Blakey. Blakey tumbles it up towards centre wing. Stephen King couldn't take it cleanly. He does have support through Wojcinski. A high ball in towards full forward. Archer, Longmire comes out with a big belt to the outer side. McCartney under pressure, but he gets his kick and it's taken over the line. It was touched. There'll be a throw in on half back. Eddie Capuano starting on the bench, coming off and doing a pretty good job. King out of the air has given a shove and he does not like losing that ball. It's gone against him. Capuano to take it on half-back. McKernan the target. No mark. Fine tackling by Steinfeld trying to lock it up. Simpson also going in strongly for the Cats. Milburn applying the tackle. Out it comes now. Shannon Brown a chance. Overruns it slightly, then it's socket out of his hands. A messy passage of play on that other side. Abraham couldn't take it. Neither could Milburn again. Stevens over the top. It's untidy at the moment as it's flicked high towards Capuano. Couldn't take the mark on the chest. King comes out for the Cats. Gets a wobbly one. Back towards centre wing. Someone please clear it out. Eventually Lowther made do just that to Burns. Burns on the outer side goes to Stoneham, who marks inside 50. Tight angle, but the veteran's got Barnes in the square. Archer's there to cover him. He'll have a shot. Waste no time, so maybe he won't. Maybe he should have, because Blakey has taken the ball at half-back. Abraham.
And a change. Blakey's long handball to Archer's had a fair bit of work in the final quarter. He's didn't have a lot to do, Glenn Archer, in the first 3 terms. Durkay on and off the bench, kicked a lovely goal. Gets to Scholl, who's also had a quiet night. Craig Scholl, centering kick. Carey outnumbered, launches himself. Milburn and McGrath between them did well. McGrath squeezes it wide, but Pickett's in the box seat here. Burns after him. They both go past them. Past the footy, I should say. Stevens has Harvey short. That's a great kick by Stevens to Simpson. Unloads. Capuano has a height advantage. Terrific effort at the back by Scholl. Goal by Scott. Manchester United, here I come. That's as good as Butt and Blomqvist.
It's a nightmare.
What do you reckon, Jared?
I think it was a downside better than both of them.
A fantastic goal. He's kicked 3. It's been a while since Scotty's kicked 3 in a match, I think.
He hasn't had all that much time up forward, but he has in the last couple of weeks. Still bringing a smile to the face.
Well, coming into this game, Robert Scott had kicked only 3 goals for the season, and now he's kicked 3 tonight. So he's doubled his season's tally, and he was absolutely delighted with that soccer-style goal. Peter Bell out of the middle for the Kangaroos again. Scholl leads in the race. Robert Scott, here he is, and again, onto the left foot, a little chip. McKernan gives chase, taken out of it. But the ball stays out the back. Clark, been pretty impressive, picking up plenty of touches. The Cats have the numbers here. A 2-on-1 battle. The Scholl hand pass is okay. Riccardi's got it, running through the middle. Ball to ground once. He's on that lovely left foot. Longmire uses the body and takes a fine grab. Excellent. Longmire of old as he gives it to Blakey. Another one off to McCartney. Wide to Capuano. Almost down to centre wing. Cruises past King. Kicks it high. McGrath and Carey. Scholl is there as well to assist Carey. Neither can take it. The umpire has a good look. They all put their hands up. The man in white has the final say, and he decides on a ball up. Under 7 minutes remaining. The Kangaroos, after hitting a bit of a log last week, a submerged log in the form of the Bulldog, back on the winners list tonight. No doubt about that. Carey getting in position, but some fierce tackling is going to hold that ball up. In fact, they're going to get out of trouble. Great tackle then by Darren Milburn. Started the season like there was no tomorrow. Gives it away to Harley. Harley goes to the wide open space. Now watch David King here. He might leave it for Carey. Lovely pick up by King out in front of Robert Scott. That wasn't quite so pretty. Scott applies the tackle, however. Carey left McGrath, so McGrath is away.
Bluey's kicks a beauty to Riccardi in the centre. It's a bit boggy there, but he'll fancy a goal. He's at 55, gives it all he's got. It's in the square. Cats have got it. Houlihan's taken a good mark. Well, that was positive. They've overused the ball all night, Geelong, I think. That was a good thrust forward. Riccardi's had a pretty good game, and he's just kept on getting it. And Houlihan, well, his contribution will be handy too. He kicked 3 last week against Collingwood in his first match back since round 4, and this will be his 3rd goal tonight. So that's a reasonable effort. Gets it. It's taken Geelong a long time, but it's their first goal in this final term.
I think you're right, Bruce, about overusing the footy, but I think every side would like to have the efficiency of the Kangaroos, but I think part and parcel of that is having Wayne Carey and Corey McKernan in the forward line, so you can bomb the ball long and know full well that you're either going to mark the ball or you're going to get a contest and bring it to the ground. That was good passage of play, and well done to number 3.
3 goals to that young man, Adam Houlihan. 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and now that one to edge them just a little closer. Capuano blasted out of the middle. Durko almost caught behind Corrigan, but then he claims him. Scholl can't get into the game at all. He goes again. He's ridden into the ground. Loses it. King picks it up, but Simpson is going to be there for the Kangaroos. It bounces away from him, however. Down towards half forward. Graham, a little sluggish. Longmire charges at him. Lynch spent time on the bench. Now he's spending time on all fours.
Interesting setup for the Cats at the present time, and it's exactly the same as Terry Wallace employed for the Bulldogs last week against the Kangaroos. But I guess the big difference is, whilst they were pulling everybody back into the goal square to leave some space, they've got no Chris Grant to run into that space. Whilst the theory may be right, they just haven't quite got the artillery to exploit it.
Fierce tackling on Melbourne. And the ball remains on that outer wing. It's a little soft out there. They decide to ball it up. Riccardi loose. Down towards McKernan. Up towards Carey. Is this number 9? It is number 9. Well, he might just get there.
Pretty impressive goal, this one, by all concerned, with McKernan long bombing it. And there was just brute strength there from Wayne Carey, aided by a pretty fair bounce.
And time for him to get his 10 with 4.5 minutes remaining.
So he's broken a record here, Carey, against the Cats for a Kangaroo player, a long-standing record with his 9th goal. Corrigan's got it.
1946, Bruce. Sid Dyer.
Kick date. So Carey, yet another one to his name. McCartney's been good. Pickett. Oh, wonderful skills.
Great Shepherd Harvey also.
Yeah. Funny old kick in the air. McKernan launches himself. Well, here's the chance, you'd reckon. Carey's one out, goes to lead, then he'll double back. No, he still goes to centre half forward. Can the King take the mark? He's outnumbered. Nearly crunch. Ball comes to ground. Melbourne doesn't quite get rid of the tackle. Was paid for hanging on, was it?
Yeah, it was a sling after he had possession of the football to Melbourne.
Against Craig Scholl. Craig Scholl's had a very frustrating night, actually. Nothing's gone right for him. Just one of those nights. Still, his team's going to have a good win.
Just playing a bit of a different role also. The shorter ground has seen Carey go to full forward. Usually Scholl's been pushed back into that position. He just hasn't coped with it tonight.
Ronnie Burns picks himself up. So 19-11 to 13-10. Well, the Kangaroos, 3rd before tonight. They could improve this weekend. The Bombers are no certainties, are they, against the Blues? And who knows, the local derby in Perth. They could be on top for the first time. They'll be on top of the table when we look at the ladder tonight. That's for sure. The first team this year to get to 12 wins. Having played one extra game on West Coast and Essendon. 12 wins is probably the magic number, isn't it? You book your place in September.
Healthy percentage may be required by round 22.
Okay, Steinfeld. Well, 19-11 to 13-10. Carey, with his 9 goals, really setting it up early. 4 in the opening term, 3 in the second, and then singles in the 3rd and the 4th.
McKernan, Simpson, Steinford, Harvey, almost pantless, plays on. Now's the chance for Carey. McGrath, Carey!
Missed it.
Goes again. Now leaves it. It should be a goal anyway, and it is. Gary Durko gets his 2nd. Well, they're teasing us down to that forward line. It almost stuck.
Sheesh. You'd reckon that ball went out from Brent Harvey, but you can't help but be impressed by the way he's responded to, I'm sure, what was a fair talking to from Dennis Pagan during the week about the basics of football. He was dragged from the game a couple of times last year for trying to just play outside of the team rules. He could have gone for the shot from the angle there, but he centred the ball to the top of the square, and he has been one of the best Kangaroos tonight. It's
a big win now, isn't it? It's the 5th time this season the Kangaroos have kicked 20 goals in a match. They are number one in attack. And they're proving it again tonight. Capuano belts it forward, gets over the top. Carey, handball in board. Harvey on the run. Terrific smother there coming from Scott. Harvey, wonderful stuff. What a goal! What a goal! Little big man. That was terrific. He's turned it around tonight, hasn't he?
Yes.
I think the State of Origin Blues, actually Carey was pretty good at centre forward. This was good stuff.
Well, we were just talking about him only a few seconds ago. Look at this for a second effort. Up, down, bang, snap, goal. And if you keep to the team rules, that happens for you anyway.
It's like a rice bubble.
Snap, crackle.
Oh, sensation.
And pop.
Just a marvellous effort by Brent Harvey. He hasn't missed a game this season. That was only his first goal for tonight. But what a memorable one it was. Second effort, unforgettable. Couple of minutes left. And they're cruising now. Are the Kangaroos. Look at Simpson, little topo out of the centre. Stolen this time by Riccardi. Over the top of Stevens' head it goes. They're still fighting it on. Arnott takes the hand pass, then almost runs into his own man. Needs support. Milburn on the half volley. Gives a little ground, then goes back. Graham from a standing start should kick that easily. Goes in towards the pocket. It passes King. It passes Longmire. And we've got a throw in the right forward pocket for the Cats.
Dipper Jason Mooney's been off the ground for most of this quarter, for the entire last quarter. Is he injured at all?
No, he's not injured. He's just
struggled
out of luck, yeah.
Yep.
49 points is the margin. Simpson caught in the tackle but still manages to get the kick. Back towards the centre. It passes Capuano. Barnes has got a bit of a problem trying to pick it up. He still has. Look at Archer pounce upon it. Give the hand pass away. The desperation of the Kangaroos continues. McKernan unable to take it. Scholl to clear for the Cats. Comes towards centre wing. Now the race is on. And it will be a race towards the line. Pushed over by Corrigan.
They're finishing strong, Gerard. You did mention percentage before. I'm sure that first loss of Geelong means a lot to win this game for the Kangaroos.
No doubt.
Barnes and Capuano on centre wing.
Barnes with a fly. Capuano's done pretty well. Clayton goes forward. Could Carey have one last chance at 10? There's an opportunity to give a little push. I think it's coming to the McKernan. So he's well within range, McKernan. Good game. In fact, they've all fired, really, haven't they? It was Harvey's first goal for a month, Brent Harvey, so he's been...
There's no doubt he's been in the doldrums, but I think you're right, Bruce. He's fought back and back to where he was some 6 or 7 weeks ago when he was a star in a State of Origin match.
So McKernan, it's been a big last quarter by the Kangaroos. They've finished it off. Kicks from about 48. It's a terrific kick. It's a beautiful goal. Well, I don't know, the bookies, they frame these markets after the rounds. I reckon the Kangaroos are going to be close to favourite for the flag after tonight. The Bulldogs probably gained a bit again today by the way they won, coming back from the dead, I guess. But this is a good team, isn't it?
I think they're a better team when they've got McKernan and Carey in the one forward line, which means lots of pressure goes on to Matthew Capuano. If he can hold down that ruck position, they are a far more potent side up forward.
Ball force forward. 22-11 to 13-10. So the Cats are really struggling now. They've been run off their feet. A throw given against Arnold. You can't believe it. Scott's got it. At centre half forward.
Robert Scott looks towards the big guns. Corey! Cadbury contender, but he can't hold it. Milburn flies out of defence for the Cats. Finds Scholl on half-back. Looks down towards the centre of the ground. In the last minute of the game, it's a floating punt kick. Almost held by Wojcinski. Pushed wider towards Tristan Lynch. If it sits, he can sneak away from Grant. But Shannon Grant persists. Pokes it towards Stevens. Stevens pokes it towards Bell. He controls the spinning ball. And he teases his opponent. Away he goes, Peter Bell. Where's Carey? One last chance. Carey does it from behind. Carey! He's inside 50. Turning first one way, then the other. Back to Peter Bell. Bell's in towards goal. The only one there is Scholl. and he just sneaks away. He cruises to Corrigan. Corrigan from the half-back line will have one of the last kicks of the game as he edges it towards the boundary line because there was no one in sight for him downfield. Only Matty Capuano of the Kangaroos. Big winners, the Roos tonight. Leading by 55 points. That should be it. Barnes has one final belt. The fireworks start here at the SCG. On the ground, the fireworks are well and truly over. The Kangaroos, very impressive 55-point win.